The Supreme Court has affirmed the election of the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu's victory was upheld by the tribunal and appeal court in the state. The kernel of the case of the Labour Party candidate in the election, Gbadebo Rodos Vivo, is on Sanwo-Olu's running mate's qualification. He claimed that the Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamza had renounced his citizenship as a Nigerian. The court added that the renunciation of citizenship of a citizen by birth must be registered by the Nigerian president, adding that the appellant did not provide evidence to that effect. The court, however, dismissed the appeal by the Labour Party candidate for lacking in merit. Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor of the PDP, on his part contended that the name Sanwo-Olu submitted to INEC was different from that contained in his WAEC certificate. The Apex Court, while dismissing the appeal, described it as academic. The dismissal of the appeal and that of the Labour Party means that Sanwo-Olu is the duly elected governor of Lagos State. The Nigerian army has arrested 2 soldiers after a viral video allegedly showed them torturing a civilian. In the footage, a man in military fatigue and another in civilian clothing repeatedly kick and whip a third shirtless man as he repeatedly pleads for mercy. The army has expressed utmost dismay at what he described as the unprofessional conduct allegedly displayed by the officer. The army added in a statement that it is instructive to mention that the soldiers involved in the unprofessional conduct have been clearly identified and arrested. The alleged assault took place in Rivers State, but the date is unclear. The circulation of the video on social media platforms early this week prompted widespread condemnation of the soldiers and Nigerian army, with one user on X describing the soldiers' behavior as highly crude, barbaric, and nothing but abuse of power. The army has assured that it will conduct a thorough investigation to address the incident and promise to sanction those involved. The human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, has called on the Nigerian police to conduct proper investigation into the case of brutality against lawyers in Lagos State. Falana made a call during a peaceful protest organized by members of the Nigerian Bar Association, Lagos, against the unlawful arrest and detention of a lawyer, Olumide Sonupe, by the police in the state. The lawyers, who are members of about 5 branches of the NBA, marched through or from its Ikeja secretariat while displaying banners to the command headquarters, where the State Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayode, addressed them.
We have 5 branches of the Nigerian Bar Association decided to come together today to protest against police brutality because of the recent maltreatment meted out to one of our colleagues. And we are making his case. We are making a case through him that Nigerian lawyers will no longer allow the brutalization of lawyers and indeed other citizens. The investigation is already ongoing. He also indicated that lawyers should be prepared to be members of the committee since the police have nothing to hide. So after the report, we are also taking certain steps, or beside the report, the NBA is filing an action, in court to protect the human rights of our colleague and to make a point that if anything of that nature happens to any lawyer, again, the Nigerian Bar Association will take it up.
The police before now said that they have removed or transferred the erring DPO, and we are asking the question, how did that happen? Have you done any investigation? Because by our understanding and to our knowledge, Mr. Shonupe was never invited, no question was asked, and none of the chairmen that you see here was ever contacted. So we are condemning the act of the DPO, and we are saying that the police would have to do a thorough investigation involving the Nigerian Bar Association, so that if indeed, and I think I need to make that point here, this protest march is not about our colleague here. It's about seeking justice. If our member has behaved in an unruly manner, then let the law take its course. Lawyers are not above the law. And again, we need to press home the fact that this is about the ordinary man on the streets. And so we're not coming out because it is our colleague that is involved. We're saying that when you go into a police station as a Nigerian, you have a right to be treated in the most civil manner that you deserve. You cannot go in there and they're subjecting you to all form of harassment. They tell you to drop your phone at the entrance. I mean, if you're not doing anything in your station, that is unholy. Why are you asking us to drop our phones? Why are you asking us to drop our phones?
He just said, if I give you a steady slap, like you will slap a lawyer, you will see the full force of the NBA tomorrow. Say, full force of the NBA, no problem. He jacked me up with one other police officer, escorted me to the cell, disrobed me, removed my shoe, some of the things I was wearing, and locked me up.
Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has distributed over 100 patrol vehicles with full communication gadgets to various security agencies in the state. The beneficiary agencies are the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Army, Customs, the Nigerian Correctional Center, Immigration, Oyo State Joint Security Task Force code named Operation Burst, the Southwest Joint Security Network Agency, also known as Operation Omoteku, the Nigerian Drug Enforcement Agency, and the State Road Traffic Management Authority. Speaking at the presentation ceremony held at the State Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan, Governor Makinde stated that the gesture was born out of a need to enhance security operations in the state, as well as develop effective interventions to curb crime and criminality.
These vehicles and the officers and men that you will deploy, I am ready and willing to do more to look after their welfare. It is extremely important. So that don't just give the vehicles to them and say go out into the field and keep your state safe and secure. Come back to us on your welfare requirements and we will attend to that.
On behalf of the Inspector General of Police of the organization I represent and all other service commanders here, we promise you that we are going to make maximum use to ensure that Oyo State remains the best state in security, and our people shall continue to enjoy the benefits of democracy.
We contribute to immediate need and future enhancement of our operations in rescue, in routine operations, and in in traffic control operations.
As a follow-up to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Elevation Probe, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has summoned 20 senior directors and officials of the ministry. Some of the officials were questioned by investigators at the EFCC headquarters on Thursday. This latest development followed a detailed investigation report on the ministry and recommendation presented by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to the EFCC on Tuesday. A source said that the EFCC is also probing some officials in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and some directors, director generals and civil servants. About 20 of them are being interrogated. Findings indicate that the collaboration between the EFCC and the ICPC would expect to expose more financial misconduct and other mischief perpetrated by civil servants since the Buhari administration period. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has asked the federal government to clarify the penalty that will be meted out to government officials who fail to comply with President Bola Tinubu's directive on the reduction of the size of their entourage for local and international travel. In a statement signed by the Director General of the Chamber, Chinyere Alumna, the Chamber commended the President for the move, describing it as a decisive step to curb excessive travel spending and align with the need for financial prudence in the management of public funds. It said the reduction in the entourage size was a commendable step toward cost-cutting and that exercise would result in significant savings vis-a-vis Ester codes and duty allowances. However, the Chamber was of the view that there might be resistance from some government officials accustomed to larger entourages, and enforcing compliance would be challenging. It therefore sought clarification on the sanction for non-compliance that would be essential to ensure effective implementation.